Calvin Castine at Northeastern Clinton Central School. It's the 10th day of October 2012, and we're here for Northern Soccer League A, Division 1 action. Not A Division, but Division 1 action. The Peru Indians and Northeastern Clinton Central School Cougars are right here right now on viewer-supported hometown cable. Joe Southwick is on his way to the booth, and we expect him momentarily. We'll announce our officials while we're waiting. Joe, we have Jeff Dickinson over this way, and over that way it's Jay Hamilton. Jay, the proud brother of the new Hall of Famer at El Sable Valley, Darcy Hamilton Castine. And Hamilton family, a well-known family down that way. And Darcy, president and coach on a couple of sports here at Northeastern. Outside, says Jeff Dickinson. Temperature probably around 60 degrees, mid-50s. Overcast with more rain anticipated. Hopefully following the ball game. Cougars at the top of the heap right now in Division 1. Not sure where the Indians lie. Maybe our friend Joe Southwick will know when he gets here. No excuse for me not to know, is the standings were in today's Press Republican, so really no excuse. But I didn't bother to look.
Hey, Joe. Hi, Dale.
And Joe has arrived just in time for a corner kick. The Peru lineup is underneath that Northeastern lineup next to Dale there, Joe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So.
I'm just coming up here to get out of the cold, boy.
Oh, well. You're not like the Peru scorekeeper. She thinks it's nice out there. She didn't care about the. She just soon be outside than up here with us guys. You know, but there's a microphone.
All right, thank you.
In red, Peru.
All right, well, looks like Dale might be still using it. So.
No, he's done with the Peru side.
Oh, yes?
Yeah.
He's using my Cougar.
The Peru side.
Oh, okay. Great, awesome. Thank you. All right, well, sorry I'm late. I was chit-chatting with some of the Cougar faithful. Did you already tell all our viewers where we are and what we're doing?
I even mentioned the referees.
Oh, that's good. So I don't have to do anything.
Right.
Alrighty. So Matty Tucker takes his ball down in the corner. She's pestered there by Ashley Sardella. And Cartier takes it away. Knocked out of bounds. Back in for the Cougars. Honan has it. Go off her foot. She keeps it in. Slips a little bit on the obviously slippery field. This is Dubois. Pushes one wide for Tucker. Tucker's the first one to it. She's going to send one in. It gets knocked down in front. Push back into the center. Out for Matat. Here's Honan. She looking to set up Roush. That ball goes into the box, but Roush got a little late break on it, and Bombard comes out and scoops it up. I see that. She's trying to remain incognito.
Trying to fool him a little bit.
Sure. Second time through the competition, you got to do something to throw them off track. This is Dubois. She just puts one in the center. Here's Tucker. And heard a whistle, but must be the other field. The whistles are carrying pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I made a mistake of sitting on the bleachers down there for a second. Now my pants are all wet. Here's Honan on the left side. And she's going to draw the whistle. That's number 5 for the Indians is Anna Hogan on the defensive side of things. That ball scoots up to Roush, who gives it back for Honan. Honan tries to get one back for Roush, but it's broken up. And here come the Indians. 18 is Spear. She centers one, but it's broken up there by a combination of Dominic and Leduc. And it's promptly kicked out of bounds. Cougars with the throw in.
Nope.
And she throws it into one of the Peru girls.
Yeah. Huh.
And that one's going to go over to the Cougars. And now the Indians will have a free kick on Cougar side of midfield. And that ball is sent towards the center. Matat is there to break it up. Leduc sends it forward. Dubois can't control, but Matat gets it back. So sends one in the center for Honan. Honan beats one defender, pushes it past another, takes it into the box. She's got a breakaway and capitalizes on it. So beautiful pass there by Katie Matat to set up Mallory Honan just inside of midfield, and Honan goes by basically the whole Peru defense and buries it in the back of the net on a one-on-one breakaway. 6 minutes and 10 seconds into the first half. 11 from 21. even the referee remembers her as 13. All right, so just under 7 minutes, just under 7 minutes gone here in the first half, and the Cougars break out on top, 1-0. On the goal by Mallory Honan, assisted by Katie Matat, who fed her a nice ball at just on the other side of midfield, and Honan did the rest.
One thing I didn't do, Joe, was mention the coaches.
Alrighty. Well, why don't you go ahead and do that?
Well,
I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. It's right on here. Right, the Peru Indians, coached by Jackie Sullivan and assisted by Aaron Sullivan. And, of course, our own Tim Supernaw on the Cougar side of things. This is Cartier. She has Mazzella on her. Mazzella works that free, takes it down the right side, and chips one into the center. It's broken up there by McDonough, sent to the front. Dubois once again can't settle the ball, and the Indians push it back the other way. Dominic and number 16 is Kara Barber are giving chase. The Indians will have a throw-in. Here's Hebert, turns one back the other way, and that's going to go up the sideline. And it's kicked out of bounds by Maddie Barber. So that'll give us a throw in for the Cougars.
Cougar goal scored by number 11, Mallory Honan. Assisted by number 21, Katie Matat.
All right. Sorry about that. Do double duty. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, 2 other goals.
2 other goals. Oh my goodness. All right, here's Taylor Rabbit, who has checked into the contest, and she makes a play here, but it gets pushed back the other way. And here's Mazzella working against the Cougar defense, sends one into the box. Leduc cuts it off, and it's given right back to the Indians in the center of the area, but Spear can't get her feet coordinated enough to get any kind of a shot off, and the Cougars come away with it. Here's Roush trying to maneuver through some traffic. And she turns and tries to send that one into the center for Honan, but that one goes just a little bit too short. Here's Mazzella. She takes it down to the end line and kicks it out of bounds. They calling for a corner kick. Looks like it. So that one deflected off of a Cougar defender, so the Indians will have their first set piece of the afternoon. Carpenter with the kick. And that one's in the box. Scoots right through everybody, and nobody can get a foot on it. Rabbit is the first one there. He sends it back, goes over the foot of Hogan. And Honan beats her to the ball. Here's Honan down the right side. Pushes it by Miner, and Hogan comes back to cover up. And looks like we'll have a corner kick for the Cougars. That ball's in the box, hits the ground, and Rabbit gets a shot off, but kind of a weak one at that. And Bombard had it played pretty good, so Cougars won an opportunity there. The Indian keeper comes up strong. Number 3 is Nicole Breton over on the left side for the Indians. So the Indians will throw in. And that ball never came in bounds. So. And once again, the Cougars will have another throw in. Number 16 is Alexis Sorrell has checked into the game for the Cougars. And the Cougars with a free kick. Matat sends it into the box. Carpenter's the first one to it. She turns it out. And Leduc and Matat working together. Matat trying to switch fields. Sends it into the box. But Honan was leaning the wrong way. And Bombard comes up and covers it up. 26 minutes remaining here in the first half. Cougars with that 1-0 lead on the goal by Mallory Honan. Tucker sends one for Honan. Honan down the right side, left side. And she sends it at the top of the 18. Sorrell's there, has it go over her head. Rabideau tries to corral it. Here's Matat. She gets a shot off, but it's blocked out front by Maddie Flynn. Cougar still with the pressure. And that whistle's going to go against the Indians, so another set piece for the Cougars. This one's from about 30 yards out. looks like Honan will take this kick. And she sends it right on net. Bombard makes a nice play to keep that from going out of bounds. And punts it out past midfield. McDonough is there to cut that off. Tucker and Matat working together. There's a ball that's in the center, but Hogan comes over and turns that back around the other way. And that one is sent forward. Cut off by Leduc. And the Cougar defense covers up. Mazzella gets the ball back. This time Matat cuts it off. Here's Carpenter. Sends it wide for Spear. Spear in the center. Breton was a little tardy getting there. Here comes Matat. And she tries to get one past the defense, but nice play there by Brittany Miner. Sorrell the first one to it. Yeah, I know. They sound like they're right here. This is Abby Miller for the Cougars. First time we've seen Abby in a little while. She's been out with an injury for the last couple of games. Here's Matat again. Tries to send one back, but it's broken up by the Indian defense. This is number 15 is Jenna LaValle, another one of the Cougar players who hasn't seen a lot of action lately due to injuries. And she fires a shot from the right side that goes over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick for the Indians. And that one is kicked out of bounds. Miller's pass gets cut off by Carpenter. She sends a long ball up. And here's a foot race. McDonough's the first one to it. She steers it wide. And so the Indians have a little something going here with some pressure after the Cougars have kept the ball on the attacking side of midfield for the last 6 or 8 minutes. Here's LaValle, turns the corner and gets the ball taken off her foot, but it'll stay with the Cougars. Breton has it go off the side of her foot. Or Hogan, I'm sorry. Here's Dominic, the one to beat, but number 22 was Emily Larson. She stops that one. Or, I'm sorry, it was number 20, Brittany Miner. And we'll have another Cougar throw in. So after that brief stint with the Indians in the Cougars attacking zone, Cougars come back with the meat of the possession here. That one is cut off by the Cougar defense. And once again, it gets sent forward. Matat touches one wide for Honan. Honan and Hogan on a foot race, and that one's going to go off the end line for a goal kick.
Like how it went out. Nobody.
What?
Both raised their hand. Nobody touched it.
Yeah, no, neither one of them touched him. It's that inertia thing. Dominic intercepts that kick, and they battle for it down in the corner. And that'll be a Cougar throw-in.
And they hit a deer this morning over the school.
Oh, yeah? Nice. There's a ball in the box. It's headed by Morgan. There you go. Matty Tucker picks up the... I'm going to shut that clock off there.
Yep.
So nice service ball by Honan. Went over the head of Morgan Rabideau, but Matty Tucker was there to get it on the second hop and top shelves it for a 2-0 lead for the Cougars. 21 minutes and 16 seconds gone in the second half, and the Cougars.
Still in the
One?
first half.
Really? Oh, I know we're still in the first half. I guess it must have skimmed off her ponytail, but anyway, Morgan Rabideau picks up the assist. This is good for her. I'm happy to see her name get in the scorebook. Here's Mazzello trying to get something going for the Indians. She pops one in from about 20 yards out that Bouvier doesn't have any problem with. So once again, the goal scorer, number 19, Matty Tucker, and the assist goes to number 1, Morgan Rabideau. Put the Cougars up by a 2-0 lead with 18 minutes to go here in the first half.
Cougar goal scored by number 19, Matty Tucker. Assisted by number 1, Morgan Rabideau.
Here's Honan with a wide open space on the left side. She's going to pull it back and send one into the box. Here's Roush. She tries to settle it. She's going to get a shot off, but not much of a shot with her left foot, and that's easily broken up. It's sent back into the box. LaValle overruns the ball and sitting on the end line, and the Indians clear it out. But Leduc is going to come in and blast one from a good ways out, and Shannon Bombard with a great save, her best challenge of the night so far that she's come up with. So give credit to Bombard to have that one played pretty nice. Leduc came running in from her defensive back position and hit that one as it was rolling out and put a pretty good charge into it, trying to go top shelf. And Bombard, who's not the tallest goalkeeper in the league, but came up big on that play. Here's Spear. She's going to let one go, and Bouvier gets her hand on that one and deflects it out of the way, so it's going to be a corner kick. Once again, Carpenter will take the kick. And that one's sent into the box. Deflected wide. Honan sends it for... that's Amanda Harvey is in the contest now for the Cougars, number 9. And the Indians turn it back around. Number 8 is Sardella. Ball sent back in. Another Cougar throw in. And Roush is triple team there, but still has the ball. Finally gets it knocked away from her. But she gets by one Indian defender and sends the ball forward, but unfortunately no Cougars there. Rabideau gets it sent right back to her, but kicks it out of bounds. All right, now that we've got the ball positioned properly, the play continues. We're under 15 minutes to play here in the first half. Here's one that's sent wide for Honan, and she catches up to it, pushes it by the defense, takes it to the edge of the box, still has possession, sends it in the center for Roush. Roush trying to beat a couple defenders, pushes it back out for Honan. Honan inside the box, taps one in for Roush, but just out of her reach. That ball skips past the two of the Cougar defenders, but Hebert comes back to cover up. Here's Honan. She gets it poked away from her, and Carpenter turns around and sends the ball up the other way. Mazzella and Cartier battle for it. That'll be an Indian throw-in. And number 7 is Haley Lashway. First time we've called her name for the Indians. Carpenter sends one forward. This is Spear.
Stephanie Fisher. Or is it Lindsay? She's still out?
Yeah,
What'd she do?
somebody threw me, I'm not sure.
And looks like we're going to get a whistle on that play. So the Indians will have a free kick. It amounts to it's about the same as what a corner kick would be. Spear puts the ball in play. Bouvier comes out and punches it out of the box. And the Indians have the possession. Carpenter whiffs on that shot.
Come on, Louise, go ahead.
And it goes to the left side of the box. And that one goes over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick. Cougars put the ball back in play, but it's intercepted by the Indians. Roush wrestles the ball away, sends it up to the front line, but Anna Hogan is the first one to it. This is Miranda Menard, who's checked into the contest, and Roush sends one forward for Dubois, but Hogan cuts that one off. Matat and Hogan battle for it, and the Indians come away with it. And that one gets knocked out of bounds, so maybe another Cougar throw-in. We got 12 minutes to play here in the first half. And this is Matat with it. She gets pushed off the ball, and looks like the Cougars are going to have themselves another opportunity here just outside the box. Roush will have the kick. And she's going to send it on net. It's going to one-hop back to Bombard, who has that one played pretty well. And the punt comes out to midfield. Here's one of the goal scorers, Tucker. Tucker gives it for Roush. Roush sends one down for the front line. Here's Dubois. She had an open spot, but Hogan covers that one up. Here's Carpenter. Sends one down the left side, but that's going to go out of bounds before anybody can get to it. What's going on with the socks, Calvin? We get a word on that. We got a breast cancer awareness thing going on with the Cougar socks.
Don't know.
Wasn't in the press release.
Wasn't in the media packet.
Wasn't in the media packet. All right, this one's sent back for
But Dale would know.
Hogan.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
breast awareness.
We'll go with it.
I think they just got pink tape.
Just put some pink tape around their socks.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. There's Hebert, sends one up to the front line. Menard is there. And the defense is just backing off, but she puts one into the box, and Dubois and Bombard converge on it, and Shannon Bombard comes up with the loose ball. So the Indian defense was just kind of backing off there, waiting for something to happen. And here's Hogan again. Here's Harvey. And she sends that one forward, but Tucker and Hogan give chase, and it's going to be an Indian throw-in. All right, ball goes back over the Cougars. We got 8.5 to play here in the first half. Carpenter turns and sends one out of bounds. And once again, the ball goes out of bounds, but another Cougar throw in. The Indians have all but about 3 players back in the box, so it's a little tough for Cougars to maneuver up there, but we break out this time, push one up to the midfield, it gets knocked down and turned back around.
She's flinching a little bit after that shot.
And Hebert finally sends it forward, but the Peru Indians trying to organize a little bit of offense after having the ball down in their attacking end for the last 6 or 7 minutes. They finally have brought it back over midfield and trying to develop a little bit of pressure, but a whistle going to go against the Indians, so Cougars will have a free kick with just under 7 minutes to play here in the first half. That's Andy Boyer, number 7, is in the contest now for Coach Supernow. Here's Matat. Kicks one, goes by Honan. Hogan comes over and sends it back towards the center. Cartier and Flynn battle for it. And it comes into the back. And it's cleared out by the Indians. And this one's going to go out of bounds. Once again, another Cougar throw in. Here's Honan. She sends one back. Tucker is there. Tries to push it wide for Ashley Boyer, but she won't be able to catch up with it. All right, here come the Indians. And Matat intercepts that one. Pushes it to the left side for Honan. Honan turns the ball back around, sends it out, but goes behind Matat. Matat tries to keep it alive. And the Indians defend. And not able to catch up to that. And it'll be another Cougar throw-in. This is Taylor Rabideau back for Andy Boyer. Ball's in the box, but gets cleared out by
Corner kick.
Matty Barber, and it's going to be another corner kick for the Cougars. Roush sends the ball. Goes through the box. It's headed away by one of the Cougar defenders, and that one's going to go over the end line. Looks like that one's going to be a corner kick as well. Little deflection there off of one of the Indian defenders. So the Cougars will have another opportunity from the other side. Roush puts the ball in the box. Bombard gets a hand on it. It's loose in the box, and it's finally cleared out by the Indians. So Cougars had a golden opportunity there. Shannon Bombard made a pretty good play on that corner kick, but couldn't really corral it all that well. Dropped in behind her, and it was a mad scramble in the front. Finally, one of her defenders cleared it off the goal line for her. So the Indians dodge a bullet there with just under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Already down by 2 goals. Here's Cartier and Flynn battling for it. Here's Hogan, and not sure she meant to do that. But shanks one out of bounds, so it'll be another Cougar throw-in. One goes over the head of Matat, and it's kicked back up towards center. And it's just kind of battle here back and forth at midfield.
2 minutes.
And Matat finally comes away with it. Sends one long for Dubois, goes off of her shoulder and to one of the Indian defenders. That's Matty Barber over on that left back position. Here's Roush, and she gets taken out of the play by Hogan. So be another set piece for the Cougars on the right side. Minute and a half to go here in the first half. Roush will swing this one towards the goal, but Bombard didn't have any problem with that one. Hebert gets it back towards the attacking end, pushes one loose. Here's Rabideau and Bombard giving hustling after the ball, but Bombard comes off her line and scoops that one up. So once again, the Cougars sustain pressure here for the bulk of this first half and have a 2-goal lead to show for it as we're winding down inside of a minute to play. Cougars with another throw. Here's Matat with some room, and she gets it taken away from her by number 16, Kara Barber. Roush sends one in, but it's deflected away by Barber. And that ball is sent towards the center, and it's in the goal. Shut the clock off. Oh, okay.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So the ball got behind Shannon Barber, but the Cougars were called for an offside. So as the clock winds down to end the first half, the Cougars take a 2-0 lead over the visiting Indians of Peru Central School into halftime. All right, folks, we are back at it for the second half of action from Northeastern Clinton Central School. October 10th, 2012, the Cougars are entertaining their Division I rival, the Peru Indians. Cougars with 2 first half goals, one by Mallory Honan, the other by Maddie Tucker. And the Indians start off with the ball and push it down to the end line. And it's going to result in a early corner kick for the Indians. So they get the offensive opportunity right out of the chute. And that ball is never going to make it in. So it was down at Plattsburgh State for another Clinton Community game the other night. Calvin, you weren't there. I was looking around for you.
Monday I was available, but if it had been an afternoon game, I would have went. I didn't feel like standing out there in the cold.
It wasn't bad.
If they had a booth, it'd be different.
They do have a booth.
Yeah. It's not a recording booth.
Oh, it's not? Oh, okay. Here's Roush. Pushes one down the right side for Dubois. Dubois will get it in the box. Sends it into the center. Bombard can't control. Matat comes up with the loose ball and ricochets it off the post.
Ain't much closer than that, Tim.
So the Cougars with a great scoring opportunity here early in the second half. Cherise Dubois with a real nice cross that went over the head of Shannon Bombard, and Katie Matat was there, got a great shot off, but kicked it up just a little bit too high and wide and kissed it off the goal post. So the Indians come back the other way. Carpenter pushes one down the left side. McDonough is the first one to it. She turns it around. She and Spear battle for it. Here's Flynn. Flynn's loose in the box, and she gets the ball taken away from her, and Bouvier comes off the line to scoop it up. So show a little offensive life from the Indians here in the early going of the second half. Seeing if they can't do something about that 2-0 deficit. Dubois can't control that one, and the Indians will have a throw-in. Spear. And it's going to stay with the Indians. And this one is kicked back to the end line by Cartier, and it's going to roll over the end line, and that'll be a goal kick for the Cougars. And that one's kept in by the Indians. And sent into the center, but it's defended nicely there. And got a whistle on the play. Cougars will restart. That one comes in the middle and is cleared out by number 20, Brittany Miner. Here's Carpenter. She looks to send one forward, but Mazzella can't corral that one, and McDonough's the first one to it. She pushes it wide. Spears on her. And McDonough loses control of it, so the Indians will have a throw-in. Hebert, and here's Carpenter alone, and Spear gets a shot off, and Bouvier had that one lined up pretty well. So it's the first shot on goal that the Indians have had in quite a long stretch. But they're showing some signs of some offensive pressure, which I'm sure makes Coach Sullivan a little happier than what you might have saw in the first half.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Both Sullivans.
Absolutely. I'm not sure they're both happy. Well, they got to be both happy. I would think if one is, the other one
I
is.
would think so.
Here's Roush. And she turns and sends one in. Dubois is battling with Larson, and we get a collision here, and the Indians will get a free kick out of it. That whistle's going to go against the Cougars, so the Indians will have a restart right at midfield. That one skips by everybody all the way back to McDonough. Matat has it, pushes it out for Dubois. Dubois tries to loft one over the head of Hogan, but she's there for it. This is Larson, and that one gets pushed back the other way. Cartier is there working against Mazzella. And that one goes out of bounds. Or Cougar throw in. Roush tries to get it over for Matat, but it's broken up there by the Indians. Here's Leduc, gets it pushed away from her. Dominic comes up with it. Honan touches one, but no one there on the overlap, and that's number one, I believe. Is Kristen Hool. Here's Matat, and she gets defended there by Larson. Dominic comes up with it, sends it back in the box. It ricochets off of Hogan, and here's loose in the box, and Matat scoots it by. So Katie Matat picks up the loose ball in the box and beats Bombard on the left side from in close. So not sure who the assist is going to go to. Paige Dominic was the one who sent it into the box, but it ricocheted off a couple other players. So we'll
Jay, assist.
assisted goal, as I suspected, because it bounced off of 3 or 4 players before Matat buried the loose ball. So little lapse of defense there by the Indians in close, and Bombard had really no chance on that one, as the ball was just kind of laying there, and Katie Matat found herself in the right place at the right time and made no mistake on that one. She wasn't going to hit another one off the crossbar. Not this time. Maybe next time. So the Cougars jump out to a 3-0 lead with just about 8 minutes gone here in the second half. And Cartier turns that one away. Here's Honan. Gives it for Roush. Roush splits the defense and gives it back for Honan. Honan back for Roush. Roush takes it into the box. She's going to get a shot off, but that one's a little bit too high, and
Got enough reach though.
Cougar goal scored by number 21, Katie Matat. The goal was unassisted.
So the ladies watch the ball, chase it out of bounds, and Cougars will have a throw in. Here's Matat, gives it for Honan. Honan trying to touch it into the center, but Matat gets it back, but nicely played there by Barber. And Honan wisely switches fields. LaValle gives chase, and she kicks it off of Flynn. Roush comes back to cover that up. Matat gets it taken away by Barber. And here come the Indians. Mazzella and Cartier battling for it as they have been all day. Here's Tucker. And that's going to go off of a Cougar player, so it'll be an Indian throw in.
Oh, my gracious.
There's a collision, but no whistle. No whistle. Here's LaValle. It's a give one for Roush, but it's broken up there by Barber. And the Indians are able to take off the immediate pressure. That's Miller. Sends it back into the box. There's a nice move by Breton to get past Hebert, but Tucker comes back to cover up. Flynn is there. She's got it, and she sends one into the center. Mazzella is going to be the first one to it. Hops over her foot, and Cartier cleans up that mess. Here's Mazzella. Carpenter. Roush kicks the ball towards the sideline. Cartier has it. And she's going to send a long one up, but it's going to hook out of bounds. And Tucker kind of waited on that one a little bit, and the Indian player knocked it away from her. I do not have a number 10 on my list. Who is number 10 there, my dear?
Huh? Yeah, they don't have it in here.
No 10 on in your book either?
No.
Oh, do you know who she is?
That is Kelly Newman.
But you write that right on there for me. Because the chances of me remembering that. I can remember the Kelly part. Here's Miller. Sends one into the middle. Roush is there. She's going to send a nice through ball for Honan. But Hogan is there first. And she clears it over to the touchline. And the Cougars will throw in. That one bounces up kind of high. Looked like that might have been a handball. But no whistle there. Honan tries to switch fields. But comes up a little bit short. Flynn and Miller battle for it. And here's McDonough. She pushes it into some space. And that one's going to deflect. Kelly Neenan. All right. Very good. We want to give Kelly Neenan all the attention that she deserves. That one doesn't look like it's going to stay in bounds. Be another Indian throw in. Barber sends one down the line, and it's going to stay with the Indians. So the Indians trying to mount something here. Carpenter heads one into the center. Tucker has it go off her foot. And now it's going to go over to the Cougars. We got about 26 minutes to play here in the second half. Cougars with a solid 3-0 lead at this point. Here's Neenan. Honan covers that one up and kicks it out of bounds. Tucker. There's a nice ball by Tucker, but Bombard got a little late start, and number 20, Brittany Miner, comes over and kicks it out of the harm's way. Bombard was a little indecisive on that one, and LaValle looked like she was going to catch up to it before Bombard got to it, but Miner came over and saved the day. Here's Honan trying to get loose in the box. She does, and she's going to get a shot off and sneaks it on the inside of the far post as Bombard was falling that way, but couldn't quite get her hand on it, and the dangerous Mallory Honan finds herself alone at about 10 yards out, 8 yards out, and buries a shot to the near side. So Mallory Honan. All right, so the word comes up from the field that number 6, Abby Miller, gets credited with the assist, and she's not even out on the field.
Who?
Abby Miller.
Abby Miller.
Was.
Well, I hope so. So she got sub for right after the goal. I take it. Okay. Alrighty. Well, it's always key when you can get the assist from the bench too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. Here's Alexis Sorrell. She's in the contest for the Cougars. Moved Honan back to defensive position to give some of these other players a little chance up top. There's the Cougars with a comfortable 4-0 lead with 24 minutes to play here in the second half.
Cougar goal scored by number 11, Mallory Honan. Assisted by number 6, Abby Miller.
All right. Indians not willing to concede this game yet. Pushing the ball down at their ends, or down at the Cougars' attacking end. Here, that shot gets taken from quite a ways out by Nicole Breton, but I'm sure anything at this point is a bonus for them. LaValle overruns that ball, and here's Flynn. Pushes one past the defense, but McDonough is over there to cut it off. And that one goes off of Neenan's foot and is bounced into the center. Hebert covers that one up and sends a long ball down the left side. Menard gives chase, but Miner looks like she's going to be the first one to it. And it's going to go off of Menard's foot, so it'll be an Indian throw-in. Picking up a little bit of rain out there, Calvin?
Sure sounds it.
Yeah.
By the sound of the tin.
And that one rolls all the way back, and it's going to go over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick. I think it's just a little passing shower. But I suppose, temperature the way it is, a little cold rain probably be just what the crowd is looking for at this point.
Yeah. It's pretty dry up here.
Yeah, it sure is. Can't complain about our conditions. As long as it's not raining when we go to leave.
Actually been lucky this year.
Well, that's what I was talking with some of the folks on the way in here. We were talking about that this is probably the only cool night we've had so far. Which at this point, we're better than halfway through the season, so I think we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Better than we normally are, anyway.
1 week of the regular season left.
Yeah.
Last year it rained every game.
Just about. Carpenter puts one into the box, but that one didn't have a whole lot of mustard on it, and Bouvier's able to scoop that one up without any issue whatsoever. Sends it out towards midfield. The Indians push it back in. And looks like we're going to get a high kick on that play, and Cougars will get a restart. Inside of 21 minutes to play here in the second half. Cougars with 2 second half goals here to push their lead up to 4-0. Midway through this second period. Here's Harvey. Hooks one down the right side for Sorrell. Sorrell gives chase. And she gets pushed off the ball, and looks like it's going to be a free kick for the Cougars. It sounds like the rain is picking up just a little bit. Here's Honan. She's going to swing one into the box. That's Rabideau. Can't quite corral that. Matat gets a shot off, but it bounces off a couple of players. And here's Flynn. Flynn has it. Honan hustles back and disrupts that play, enough for Skylar Hebert to get a foot on it and send it back to the back line where Emily Larson is there, and it's going to be a Peru throw-in. Thought we maybe were going to need them last night at the boys game in Peru, because it went into overtime and it was kind of dark when regulation ended. But fortunately, they got the
3 minutes in,
yeah, it was pretty early into the overtime affair, which is, you know, golden goal. So had it been a girls' game, I don't know that they would have been able to get 2 full 10-minute periods in before it got dark. And that ball scoots past the defense. Taylor Rabideau showing some good hustle there. Tries to get it into the box. And no whistle yet, but now we get the whistle. So it will be a goal kick.
Well, Monday the game's at 4.
I see that. I think they've done that in the past. You know, certainly the last week of but maybe they.
Who's Monday's game?
Monday we play in Beekmantown.
Weather permitting, hometown cable will be there.
There you go. You hearing that? I'll be there, weather permitting. I'll be there whether it's whether there's weather or whether there's weather, whether or not there's weather.
Well said.
Thank you. And Roush puts this one into the box. Bombard comes up with it. Juggled it at first, but stays with the play and covers up. So, Cougars still applying pressure. Carpenter flicks that one forward with no blue shirts there, and Michaela McDonough turns it around. Menard pushes one to the right side. Rabideau and Hogan are there. Here's Roush. And once again, Hogan makes the defensive play, but Carpenter sends it forward. But finally, Breton gets one to bounce her way, but McDonough covers up pretty easily. Has it down in the corner. McDonough and Breton are battling. McDonough gets the best of that one, but then promptly kicks it out of bounds.
Pretty dark over that way.
I'll say.
Not so bad over here. Just keep moving up.
If we don't see any shot of lightning, everything will be just fine.
Yeah.
Pouring in Lacole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dark up that way. All right, so it's a corner kick for the Indians. So 16 and a half to play here in the second half. The Indians, once again, not willing to go away quietly, putting on a little bit of offensive pressure. That one skips right through the box. Nobody able to get a foot on that. And it's going to roll all the way across and go out of bounds without being touched. Here's Matat. Gives it back for Ashley Boyer. Goes by Dubois. Hogan comes up, makes a nice play there, pushes one up for Carpenter. Carpenter trying to send one across, but gets defended. And number 19 is Kaylee Laporte. Did I say her first name right? First time we've called her name tonight. Here's Matat. Laporte has it. And this is Morgan Rabideau, who picked up an assist on one of the earlier goals. And here's a nice ball sent forward by Matat, but Bombard will come off her line to scoop that up. We got 15 minutes to play here in the second half. We may have to turn the lights on, Calvin. And Sorrell kicks it out of bounds, so it's going to be a Cougar throw in. We got no...
Looks like Jeff Dickinson's looking for the lights.
what happened to the ball boys? Guess there's fair weather ball boys. Because it's raining, they all had to quit. Avery
was taking a phone call. I don't know.
Avery was down there a minute ago. Oh, he's on the phone?
He was,
Well, some of those things are more important, you know. It was probably somebody important, like the commissioner of the league or something.
Yeah.
Very likely. Here's Morgan Rabideau working hard down on the end line, I think.
Yep, that's right.
Get kind of hard to see. And there's Sorrell. She'll turn and send one into the towards the net, but Bombard has that one covered up without any problem. So
You want to put the lights on, Dale?
Way over. I can't.
Joe could...
what's that?
Oh, somebody just turned it
Oh
on.
yeah, they're coming on that side anyway. I don't know if
Maybe it was
anybody.
Avery. Maybe that was a call from the commissioner.
All right, the commissioner called and told Avery to go turn the lights on.
A big old dark cloud just came over this way.
Oh yeah, it's swinging back around this way.
Yeah.
All right, here's the Indians, and it looks like that may have gone off of Tiana Leduc, but they're going to just award him with a corner kick.
The wind has shifted, too.
Yeah, it is.
I would think it took that big black cloud that was once over Lacole is now over Rouse's Point and headed back this way.
It's kind of mixing right here because this one's going this way. And that
Oh, that's never good.
no, that's not good at all.
So here's Roush battling with Flynn. Flynn sends it into the center, but Neenan can't catch up with it, and the Cougars come back the other way. This is Paige Dominic, sends it over for Rabideau. Rabideau down the left side, and it goes out of bounds. Yeah, lights are on this side as well. Here's Dominic, sends it over for Matat. Matat for Rabideau, and it gets knocked out of bounds. And there's a ball that's sent forward, but that'll roll all the way back to the end line, and Bombard will go and scoop that one up. We've got 12 minutes to play here in the second half.
That didn't sound good. Oh.
As the weather rolls in, everybody's getting a little antsy. Some of the fans are starting to mill around. So hopefully we'll can get by this next 11 and a half minutes without seeing any lightning and can put this one in the books. Here's Carpenter. She pushes one forward, but it's overrun by Hool, I believe. This is number 18 is Spear over on the right side. But she's being handled over there by McDonough. And the ball finally rolls out of bounds.
There's a JV games, huh? I think they started that 15 minutes before.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
They're the wise ones.
Yeah.
With it.
Started.
Here's Honan, or
The
Roush with it.
Varsity didn't want to start till you got here, Joe.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't mind. I don't mind that they played in the rain.
Didn't bother me.
No, and I really, my crystal ball has got a big crack in it, so I couldn't really tell whether it was going to rain at 5:30 or not. That ball goes over the head of the defense, but Cartier's there first to cut it off, and that's going to roll over the end line. But apparently, she didn't touch it, so it's going to be a goal kick.
I bet the refs wish they had their jackets right now.
Yeah.
Sitting up here.
Why, that's not so. Exactly 10 minutes to play here in the second half. And that one gets controlled by Matat, who sends it out of bounds. Mishandled by Mr. Tucker here on the sideline.
Happens.
Well, they get another opportunity.
Ball getting a little wet.
It might be getting a little slippery on them. Breton overruns that one, and Roush sends it forward, but Honan's going to be the first. Hogan is the first one to get to it, and it skips by Dubois. Matat sends it down the left side. Morgan Rabideau gives chase. Kaylee Laporte is after it. Rabideau has it again, and she's going to send one towards the net, but it's going to go over the end line before it gets to the box. Just under 9 minutes to play. And the rain seems to be coming down just a little bit harder now.
Sure glad I'm in here, Joe.
It's almost blowing an umbrella out of the hand over here.
Oh yeah, we got a little wind to go along with the strong rain, so hey, we like to treat our guests with just about anything, any kind of weather we can throw at them. I think it may have been sunny when they got here, and we can get a little hail and snow to finish it off. It'd be just about right.
Showers for everyone.
Sure. I was speaking to Ashley Carpenter's dad this afternoon, and he mentioned the fact that he had to come up here to Champlain for a soccer game. That he made a statement that every time he comes up here, it's cold. I couldn't argue with that one, but I told him that I didn't think he'd have much to worry about tonight.
I hope we have a stairway left.
I guess I have
You
to.
up there, Joe?
I'm sorry? I don't know. I feel pretty safe.
Dry, you know, what's a good guy? Better be careful going down the stairs.
And the Cougars sub some more reserves in. And that one gets sent forward. Here's Menard, pushes one into the center, but it's cut off there by the Indian defense. Onan sends it back up front. This is Harvey trying to get by Laporte, and that goes off of her foot, so it's going to be a Peru throw in.
Good for the lawn.
Oh yeah. It's been a dry fall. We can always use the rain. Here's a battle for the ball. Cartier sends one in, but it's deflected there. And here's Miranda Menard. She sends one in, but it goes in behind LaValle. LaValle has an opportunity here. Defended nicely there by number 7 is Haley Lajway. And comes back for Honan. Honan wants to send one back forward. That one gets by Hogan, and Bombard will come back and scoop that up. Honan, who was replaced McDonough at the sweeper spot, defends nicely there. Indians with another throw in. And they're going to push that one down the sideline. Leduc gives chase with Spear. And Spear kicks it off of Tiana Leduc, so it's going to be a corner kick. And we got 5 minutes to play here in this, what has turned out to be a kind of a brutal evening here in Champlain. But that one skips right by Harvey, and she gives chase. Kind of interesting how that big cloud started out over there and just kind of said, hey, I know there's a whole bunch of people over there I can rain on.
I just seen some light.
Right? There.
Yeah, just think we get out. We're in a few minutes.
Yeah, maybe. Might take my time getting out of here.
Got a lot of turn on it.
Oh, yeah. Gotta stop him eventually. So we're clicking down to 4 minutes to play. And it'll be another goal kick for the Cougars. I would imagine the microphone's picking up the rain sound on that tin. It's actually getting kind of loud in here. Always exciting. Bouvier puts the ball in play, but it goes out. Cougars with another throw in. And that one is sent forward. That's Neenan. Sends it into the box. Roush is there. Pushes it out for Honan. And Honan sends it forward. Gets by Menard. Skips all the way back to midfield. And Hogan is the first one there. She turns around, blasts it off of Amanda Harvey's chin, and gets it right back. Sends it down into the attacking zone. Neenan sends one into the center, but Roush clears it. Here's Mazzella. She's going to take a shot. And that one looks like the wind held it up and couldn't quite figure out where the ball was going to be. And the wind held that ball right up. She thought it was coming right to her, and then all of a sudden it just stopped dead. And it looked like number 3, Nicole Breton, had an opportunity to put that one behind Bouvier, but Abby Miller was there to alertly kick the ball off the goal line and preserve the shutout for now anyway. Here's Roush.
Boy, that's a dark cloud in there.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2 minutes.
Oh, you had it in your pocket.
Right here in my hand.
Wow.
I'm all over it, Kevin. I'm all over it.
And the 2 mic kid here.
Oh, you know.
2-gun kid, but
Oh, Miranda.
2 mics.
You know it. And that one gets by Ashley Boyer. Tiana Leduc comes up, plays it forward. And that one looks like it's going to stay in bounds for now. Harvey is over there. And it's kicked around and finally comes into the box, and Bombard has to come out and grab that loose ball.
Put it up.
And that's it.
Alberg is getting it right now.
That was the end of our little thing, but it just kind of did circle around and just come over here to get us wet for a little bit. Now it's changed direction and gone back to the east. All right, here's a ball that's sent back for Breton, but Roush is going to get there first. She's still battling with it. Sends it forward for Rabideau. And she and Maddie Barber collide. Menard has it. She sends it back, and Hogan pushes it back forward. We're under a minute to play here in this contest. The girls have weathered the storm. Now they probably want to play for a while longer.
Yeah.
And Barber kicks that one out of bounds.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
And that one skips by Menard and goes into space. Bunch of blue shirts converge on it. And comes out for Mazzella. Mazzella and Cartier battle forward at midfield. Abby Miller finally comes away with it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the horn sounds to end the game here at Northeastern Clinton Central School.
See you tomorrow, Calvin.
Wednesday evening.
What? Watch your step.
Yeah, careful, guys.
Wednesday evening,
See you, Dale.
October 10th, 2012. That's the way it was. We thank you for watching Hometown Cable.